All right, welcome back to Creekside once again. You're going to be here for the Pacific Northwest 150 laps slash super stock late model racing. Toby Jenkins out front. B. Carl turns him on the start. We're going to get a restart here. I believe we're probably going to get a maximum of 3. So that's number 1. Throw that one out. Expecting to see some live. Good Lord. All right, we'll pause and we'll be back. Back up and rolling once again.
Keep it clean, just back them up. We're going to do it next time in 3. On the leader, next time in 3.
Toby, B. Carl.
On the leader, not the tone, on the leader.
Guys are bunching up here, coming out. We're off and running. I can't believe my eyes. Fairly clean. We are off and running in the PNW 150 lap banger. Toby Jenkins out front. Working back markers already. Gets around the bomb pop. Coming up now, next car is going to be the Tide car. B. Carl into. Toby looking pretty good early here. It'll be interesting to see how the tires do. Track's got a ton of traction in it right now. We are 7 laps into this. Toby now coming up on a pack of cars. That's going to allow B. Carl, who just worked his way through some people. Toby gets around that one. Makes quick work of the 9 car. Coming up now on Eric Zimmerman. Dives down inside. Toby Jenkins inside there. Number 11 gets into the infield. Saves it there. There is a curb coming through these corners. Eric and Toby come together. Toby bouncing it off the walls now. I believe Carson Phipps is in the house. He by himself, or maybe along with my guy Craig Chiesa, will be performing a pit stop, I hear, on that number 11 car. Toby coming around now. We are going to be looking at 131 to go. 4th place car, Tyler Clark here in the DuPont 24, looking to stay on the lead lap. Tyler Clark. Toby Jenkins leading the way here. 37 cars looking pretty racy out there, getting around Tyler Clark. One thing we haven't really thought about is could guys have turned the throttle down in their car to just try and run the one battery 150 laps. Everybody has the same spec SMC battery in their car. They've all been given an additional battery to perform a pit stop. Toby Jenkins now working his way back around now, I believe, on Dick Nelson. I think Dick is in that 15 car, that black and yellow car. You saw him earlier in the bright orange late model and sprint car, absolutely ripping out here in his classes, taking home some hardware today. Toby Jenkins now once again passing Tyler Clark. It'll be interesting to see what we got here when we approach halfway. Might have to sneak over and see if we can't get a look here when we get a third of the way into this. Toby Jenkins working now on the back end of the bomb pop as we got a gaggle of cars over here in 1 and 2. Toby's coming in on it. Gets through cleanly with speed. That's going to be a huge one there for Toby. Looks like Tyler Clark is broke. I see a corner marshal pull him off. Coming down into pit lane here. Lost the pinion. Pinion in the spur. Got 8. Toby Jenkins now working on the back end of B. Carl. B. Carl lets him get around as they come through the back stretch, down the front stretch, now into 1 and 2. Second place car, Bryant Carlson's that silver and yellow 25 behind him. So that's 1 and 2 right now, but the second place car is a lap behind. Toby Jenkins here in the white, teal, gold, and pink car. Working around that purple 37. 37 was looking about going inside. Oh, B. Carl gets into that back marker there. Now we're 1 and 2 on the track, but B. Carl going a little agricultural on this one. He is a lap down to old Toby Jenkins, also known as Leroy Jenkins. Ooh, what does he do? He gets by on those two as they come together. Toby, absolute dream race going for him here as we approach that third of the way mark. Working on lap 102 right now. I think at the 100 lap mark, we'll take a step over to the computer and get a quick peek of the running order. All right, and that's 100 laps for Toby. So let's get a quick look at the running order. All right. 100 laps. Picking up Toby Jenkins as we come around this side now. Wondering what we'll see in 25 laps here, if we're going to see a pit stop for Tobes. I should have checked the pace while I was over there. That would have been a good thing to know. Toby on the inside of Clark. Dick. A little bumping and grinding there with Dick Reese. Oh, the Elliott car comes together with another car in the back there. This is something I've always wanted to have at my Fall Classic race. I wanted to have live pit stops, but the guys weren't quite ready for it. Concerns of plugging batteries in backwards and smoking ESCs was always a possibility when you put the pit crew under pressure here. So we'll keep an eye on this as we're coming around for the 91st, yes, there we go, 60 laps down, 60 laps, 90 to go. Couldn't quite get the words out of my mouth. Toby Jenkins still holding it down out here at Creekside. We're in Stanwood, Washington, just about 30 minutes short of the Canadian border there at the Vancouver end of the United States, the British Columbia province of Canada. Once again, 1 and 2 together on the track. Toby now working on the back end of Bryant. Once again, looks like maybe, nope, not quite yet. Hard to tell if he's fading or if he's just not quite hitting the marks that B. Carl is. B. Carl, his car is able to just put the tires down right almost at the base of the curb here. Looks great. You see him kind of gap out of Toby there as Toby kind of fades out here. As B. Carl gets through a couple of back markers, puts them in between each other. Toby's coming around now. Toby's got a really good pace. Oh, we got a pile of cars here in the back stretch. Navigated easily once again for Toby. 78 laps to go. Might be looking at pit stops here pretty soon. Toby working on the Tide car. Gets around the 95 Tide car. Still runs mid-corner. Gave up the bottom line to the Tide car. Tide car was able to hang with him. Not sure if we're seeing a little bit of fade out of the 11. Another thing to consider, maybe is some motor heat. Is the motor gonna fade here? What do we got here? We're halfway. Guys are grabbing batteries now. We're going to keep an eye here on pit lane as a whole. See if we got any takers. All right, we'll go back to the leader here as we're passing halfway. 71 laps. 70 to go now for Toby. 70 to go. Nobody else has taken the pit. Now working on the back. Okay, Eric Zimmerman, the first one to come in for a pit stop here. We'll keep an eye on the guy, that yellow car. What do we got here? Toby Jenkins, your leader, into the pits now. Carson Phipps there. All right, cars are going back down into pit road. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. We've got a gentleman standing in the middle of pit lane. Cars are leaving. We got one coming out. Toby now got to go through pit lane. Oh no, Carson Phipps with a fumble down there. Perhaps a car turned off. Quickly, he grabs him, shoves him down pit road. Got a guy standing in pit road. Toby navigates that. All right, so Toby back out there now as the leader. Oh, what do we got here? We've got a 5-lap gap from Toby Jenkins to Dick Reese. Toby Jenkins put his car on kill out of the gate. Now working with a fresh battery and some potentially cooled off tires. Let's see what he's got. If he can hold some laps here together, build the heat back up in the tires. I don't know. He's looking pretty good. Working on the back end here now of Dick Reese. Gets around Dick. Finds Bryant. B. Carl come together once again. Best of friends always finding each other on the track one way or another. We are, let's see, about 10 minutes, 44 seconds into this race here with 59 laps left to go. Toby working on the inside of the car. Oh, Toby and B. Carl once again coming together. B. Carl getting the worst of that one. Toby Jenkins in that Miami Vice looking number 11. Just absolutely set on kill out here tonight for the Pacific Northwest 150.
Out front, 96 left in, it's Dick Reese. Toby Jenkins holding on to second, but half a straightaway back to Dick.
Whoa, we got a lead change. Dick Reese out front now. Holy cow, I'm not sure what happened there. When I looked at it, I thought for sure there was like a 5-lap gap. High and 4, so Dick Reese here, Mr. Hot Shoe himself now in the lead, but they are on the same lap. Toby Jenkins, Dick Reese now on the same straightaway together. Dick Reese now working on Eric Zimmerman in that yellow number 1. Coming around here, though, you'll see Toby Jenkins now. You can see him coming around here. He's going to work around Eric Zimmerman. Oh, and to avoid that accident, he went high there and gave up a half a track to Dick Reese. Dick now crossing the line now, so there is at least a straightaway between the two cars. Coming up with 44 laps to go, a ton of time here. We'll go back over to Dick Reese, the leader in this yellow and black number 15. Myers Family Racing on the hood of this Traxxas Slash. Oh no, your second place car comes together. Oh, and his battery is falling out of the car of Toby Jenkins. Carson Phipps over here, you see him trying to gather it back up and get it back together. He's got to get off the track to put the battery in. Oh no, absolute travesty for Toby Jenkins. After leading a majority of this race here, Carson Phipps feverishly working on the car to try to get him back in the game. Dick Reese has not pitted though, I've heard. Dick Reese here potentially just throttling back, making the one battery last 150 laps. This race is now at 13 minutes and 30 seconds. 13 minutes and 30 seconds. We got once again, Toby's battery is out of the car. Toby's battery completely out of the car. And that's it for Toby Jenkins. Race director has pulled him from the race, losing the battery twice there. Toby had a killer race going, but it all fell apart in the pits with Carson Phipps. I'm sure the driver is not going to be happy with that, crew chief. Out front, though, Dick Reese, Peter Nelson, Tyler Jones, Bryant Carlson. Dick Reese absolutely trying to do this all in on one battery. We're going to have to find out how many milliamp hours these batteries are. 24 laps left to go now. Dick Reese is absolutely pedaling it. He's got some missiles behind him here in this one. B. Carl in that silver car. I'm guessing a lap or two down here. He wasn't in the top 5 when I read it off. So Bryant's going to... Oh, he's in 4th. He's in 4th. So he's got at least a lap here. Going to try to get around Dick. Dick's probably just going to let him go, knowing that he's got laps on him. No, he holds it down tight. Going to make Bryant do it the hard way. You want to pass the leader, you're going to have to do it on the high side, Junior. Oh, Dick Reese, the gentleman he is, the wise old fox, knows that he doesn't have anything to lose by letting that faster car, Bryant Carlson, go. Dick running his own race here. No need to be the hare when the tortoise can take the carrot. Dick Reese closing in on an absolute stunner here in Stanwood, Washington.
He's running 685. Peter Nielsen 662. Tyler Jones 662.
Dick Reese in the Myers Family Racing, number 15. Traxxas Slash.
He's just past the survive. This field is
Absolutely just cruising now. Dick Reese making magic. He is slowing down noticeably. Oh, perhaps not. He is just pedaling here. 9 to go. 9 to go. Announcer calling high out of 4. Dick paying attention. Gets it done. Here we go. 6 laps. 6 laps to go. 5 this time by for Dick Reese. We're going to have to get a hold of Dick after this one for a little post-race interview. I believe he's taking home some cash for this victory. Dick Reese laying it down on the field. 3 to go. Looking for those double popsicle sticks this time by. Here we go. That is it. Dick Reese brings it home.
That is all right. We started with 10, we finished with 8, and Dick Reese takes the money. Dick Reese takes it all.
All right, there it is. 17 minutes, 14 seconds. Brian Myers putting on one hell of a show. Brian, what do you think? What do you think?
Hell of a race. That was fantastic.
That was
great racing by everybody. 8 cars finished. It was pretty clean.
How many milliamps were those batteries?
6,500 milliamps. He did 150 laps. Took him 17 minutes and 14 seconds on one battery.
Absolute stunner. All right, I'm going to pause this here. We'll get a hold of Dick Reese for a little post-race interview. All right, now we're down here on track with Dick Reese.
Yeah, buddy.
Dick bringing home that big 150-lap win.
No battery change.
No pit stop.
No pit stop.
Did you do anything different with the throttle? Did you turn it down at all?
80% throttle.
80% throttle?
Sacrificed the first quarter of the race and just went for it.
Absolutely. Seeing the competition fumble
Fumble the ball.
Fumble the ball in the pits there.
Hollywood Jenkins, he lost a wheel at one point.
Oh, man. I saw that battery tumbling around a couple of times. Well, congratulations, Dick Reese, on your PNW 150-lap win.
Thanks, guys.